Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most infamous and unsettling viral videos in internet history. A clip that, for years, has sparked confusion, fear, fascination, and endless debate. This is the story of what's now widely known as the Nicki makeup incident. At first glance, it seems like just another beauty tutorial, the kind you might scroll past on YouTube without thinking twice. But within moments, it takes a horrifying turn that left many viewers genuinely disturbed and wondering if what they had just seen was real. The video begins innocently enough. A woman, known to the audience as Nicki, sits in front of the camera in what looks like a home setting. She's applying makeup, speaking to the viewers in a calm, ordinary tone, just like any other beauty YouTuber. The lighting is soft, the setup feels casual, and there's nothing that would immediately make you think this video is going to be anything other than a standard get ready with me session. But then something shifts. Mid-application, Nicki stops talking. Her brush freezes mid-air. She stares directly into the camera, completely still, with an expression that's almost blank, but also strangely intense. There's no music, no sound effect, just an uncomfortable silence. This moment stretches on just a little too long, and the longer it goes, the more unsettling it becomes. Then, without warning, Nicki slams her head into the table in front of her, hard. The impact is jarring, and before the viewer can even process what's happening, she does it again and again. Blood starts to appear on her face. The whole scene feels raw and chaotic, as if we're witnessing something that should not be seen. And then it gets even stranger. The video abruptly cuts to a different kind of footage, eerie, horror-like clips that look nothing like the makeup tutorial we were just watching. The camera angle changes to something that looks like a surveillance feed, and the atmosphere completely shifts into something you might expect from a found footage horror film. The lighting is dim, the grain is heavy, and there's this creeping sense of dread that fills the screen. The video doesn't offer any explanation, it just leaves you with this disturbing montage before ending abruptly. For many viewers, this was a complete shock. It was uploaded to the internet without much context, which made it even more confusing. Was this a real person having a sudden mental breakdown on camera? Was it some kind of live stream gone horribly wrong? The lack of clear answers led to intense speculation across forums, social media, and eventually YouTube reaction channels. But here's the truth. The Nicki makeup incident was not real. It was entirely staged, part of a larger horror storytelling project known as the 15 Experience, an alternate reality game, or ARG for short. The woman in the video is not an actual beauty vlogger named Nicki, but an actress named Nakia Seacrest, a Haitian-American performer and writer who was cast for the role. The whole thing was scripted from start to finish. The 15th Experience was designed to blur the line between reality and fiction. Its creators wanted people to question what they were seeing, to feel that creeping uncertainty of, is this real, and should I be watching this? The project centered around paranormal themes and used multiple pieces of media, including supposedly hacked footage, mysterious websites, and eerie lore, to tell its story. The Nicki video was just one piece of the puzzle. According to the narrative, this video came from the 15th camera in a mansion outfitted with 15 different surveillance feeds. All of it combined to create something that felt raw and authentic. Without the knowledge that this was a carefully choreographed scene, it was easy to believe that you had just witnessed an actual horrifying event. This is where the magic and the danger of well-executed ARGs comes into play. They thrive on ambiguity, on never giving you enough information to be completely sure of what's going on. It's not like a traditional movie, where you go in knowing it's fictional. Instead, ARGs hide in the corners of the internet, often disguised as real-life events, websites, or recordings. They invite you to play detective, piecing together clues from multiple sources, and they reward you with deeper layers of the story if you're willing to dig. Eventually, as the video's popularity grew, Nakia Seacrest herself came forward on social media to confirm that she was fine and that the whole thing had been scripted. This didn't ruin the video's mystique, though. If anything, it made it even more famous. Once people knew it was fictional, they could appreciate it for what it truly was: a brilliant piece of horror performance art. The Nikki makeup incident has since become a staple of internet horror culture. It's been discussed in countless YouTube breakdowns, featured in reaction videos, turned into memes, and even analysed in long-form essays. Some creators, like the popular horror YouTuber Nightmind, have gone deep into the lore of the 15 experience, breaking down not just the Nikki video, but the entire ARG that surrounded it. What's so fascinating about this piece of internet history is how well it encapsulates the unique power of online horror. Unlike traditional horror films, which rely on you buying a ticket and entering a clearly fictional world, internet horror like this invades the platforms you use every day. It masquerades as something ordinary, a makeup tutorial, a home video, a live stream, and then twists into something deeply unsettling. The shift feels personal, almost invasive, because it's happening in a format you trust. In the case of the Nikki video, the realism was dialed up by the fact that beauty tutorials are such a familiar, casual format. There's an intimacy to them. You're in someone's bedroom or bathroom, they're talking to you directly, and the tone is usually light and friendly. To have that space suddenly transform into a scene of violence and horror is genuinely jarring, and it's part of why so many people reacted so strongly. The cultural impact of the Nikki makeup incident is still being felt more than a decade after it first appeared. Even though the original ARG has long since ended and the website is gone, the video continues to circulate on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Reddit. Younger viewers who stumble across it today often have the same reaction as the original audience did in 2014: shock, confusion, and a desperate need to figure out if it's real. The fact that it still works so well without any of its original context is a testament to how effective it was as a standalone piece of horror. It also stands as a great example of how horror storytelling can adapt to new media. ARGs like the 15 experience take advantage of the interconnected, multimedia nature of the internet. They use video, audio, text, websites, and even social media accounts to build a world that feels real because it occupies the same spaces your real life does. When done well, like in this case, it can create moments that feel unforgettable, even if you know they're staged. The Nikki makeup incident might not have been real, but the emotions it stirred up were. That combination of fear, confusion, and fascination is exactly what the creators were aiming for. By designing the video to be both convincing and mysterious, they ensured it would live far beyond the lifespan of the ARG itself. And here we are, over 10 years later, still talking about it. So while it's important to remember that no one was actually hurt and that Nakia Seacrest was simply playing a role, it's also worth recognizing the artistry and planning that went into making this video so impactful. It's not easy to create something that can fool millions of people into thinking they've just seen a real-life horror unfold in front of them. The fact that it works so well is a credit to both her performance and the vision of the 15 Experience's creators. And that's the thing about internet horror. The best examples don't just scare you, they make you think. They make you question what's real, and they stay with you long after you've closed the tab. The Nikki makeup incident is one of those rare cases where everything aligned: the format, the acting, the mystery, and the viral potential to create a piece of content that remains legendary in the world of online scares.